Hello everyone, this is Tilly. She's a Shih Tzu. She came in for a bath and tidy today. She's quite experienced with this. Before we do the bath, we're going to trim her nails, tidy up her paw pads and her sanitary areas, and also clean her ears. Before that though, I'm going to show you what products I'm going to be using. For her ears, I'm going to be using the Bark to Basics ear cleaner. For her paw pads and her sanitary areas, I'm going to be using the number 10 and with the KM10 plus. Then she usually has a pretty good coat. Her owners brush her quite well. So we'll just do a quick brush before the baths. And then we're going to just be clipping them down, her nails down with this just a little bit. And then we'll be using this guy because it's really quiet. And she's not a fan of getting her nails done. Then for the scissors, so we're going to just trim around her face, kind of tidy up her ears and her feet. And we'll be using just the curved thinners, normal thinners, curved scissors, and probably the straight, and maybe the chunkers. Then at the end of her blow dry, we're going to finish off with the Sentiment Spa Twilight Wood scent, which is my favorite. And then we'll give her a good groom. Okay, so I'm just gonna clean her ears. And then when I do the brush through, I'm gonna be checking for mats and tangles, usually in the kind of the rub area. So then the chest, underneath the armpits, and the rear. So I'm just gonna do the comb through right now. I'm gonna check for those areas of matting. Drop out, but we'll use it just for purposes. So we use this grooming loop for safety reasons. So if they get scared or anything, this kind of keeps them secure, and you never want to leave them unattended. And we use this sometimes. This will be used for if they always kind of sit down, you want them, standing most of the groom. So this will kind of help support them through everything. Okay, so Tilly is not a fan of her nails being done. So I just try to just do a little bit. And kind of, I'll take the tip off and then tips off and then grind it down. She's just not a fan. Hopefully. Make sure, if you have the dogs with the dew claws, you're getting those as well. Tilly, it's okay. Okay. You just want to kind of be patient, especially if they don't like something. So Tilly does not mind the grinder. So I just try to get off a little bit. And I'll just kind of grind them down. Good girl. Good girl. So sometimes if dogs don't like these, it's always nice the clippers, it's always nice to use the grinder. When the nails are wet too, they don't make a clicking sound as much, so. Good job. And if your dogs have a long quick, the more frequently you trim their nails, it pushes the quick back. So the shorter that you can get them. So that's why it's important to get your dog's nails trimmed about every, I would say 4 to 6 weeks. The more you can do at home, the better, but sometimes they don't let you. It's hard to do it. Okay, and then we're gonna do the back ones when we come back from the bath because there's a bunch of mud in it. So, okay, for the shampoo, we're going to be using the Coat Handler Undercoat Control in the coconut fragrance. I find this is good for all coat types. So we're going to use this for Tilly. We're going to do 2 shampoos and then the Coat Handler All-Purpose Coat Conditioner. For the bath, you want to make sure that they're really saturated with water and you want to get everything really clean.
Prep work is one of the most important, to me personally, parts of the groom. So their dirtiest spots on a dog's body is their feet, their butt, and their face. So you want to make sure that that area is really saturated with water and shampoo, and you do want to do 2 coats, and you want to work it in really well into the, her skin and her hair. So we're doing the second shampoo for Tilly right now. And we're going to be really working in. Here in Canada, it's really snowy and wet with mud, kind of where we are. So we want to really work it and make sure that she's really nice and clean. So Tilly wasn't in that not that long ago. We're really trying to. So there's not much maintenance we have to do. There's no tangles or anything. So it's really just making sure that she's really nice and clean right now. You can tell when a dog's coat is clean and rinsed out properly by how it feels. It feels like a squeaky clean. You can feel it, you can kind of hear it. It's kind of rough, but it means that it's really, really clean. So here, where I'm in Canada, it's really dry. So this mitt, it's by Chi. It really works with rubbing in the conditioner and kind of grooming. Like, it leaves the coat really nice. So I'm going to do this for a little bit. I'm going to really kind of, brush in the conditioner really well. And it's going to leave her coat feeling so silky. So here I am just doing that for a bit.
Okay, Tilly has had her 2 shampoos and her conditioning treatment. We are going to use the Happy Hoodie because she's not a fan of the blow dryer, but when we blow dry, I'm going to try to get her fur as dry as I can. And we're going to want to aim the blow dryer so her hair smooths out kind of straight and not under curling, to really try to get that good floof. Okay, here's the Happy Hoodie. So we're going to use this nozzle type. Good girl.
So here I am just blow drying. Tilly is truly not a fan of this, especially when it comes to her feet. But she is doing great. You really got to, when you're blow drying, you can see how I'm blow drying it kind of straight. I'm blow drying everything up, and that's how you're going to try to get that fluffy appearance. So I'm going to get her about 90% dry. And yes, safety, it's loud, so you protect your ears. This one, it's not as loud, so when you take the attachment off, the high velocity dryer, she's okay with it. It's not as loud, it's not as powerful, so I'm going to touch up all of the little areas that are still quite wet, and I'm going to really work on this area to get it nice and dry for just the finishing touches and the tidying up. Hair feels really nice and smooth. The conditioner treatment works wonders. And so we are just going to tidy everything up. We're gonna finish her back paws, her back nails, and then we're going to trim the pads. So once again, I'm using a 10. I just don't want to get her hair caught. get in between those two. You want to be careful too. Make sure you don't, but now I can actually.
I'm just gonna freshen around the eyes. Them out. You can close her mouth, but just try not to go too tight. And then I'm just gonna kind of cut around her lips.
So with the face tidy and the whole body tidy, I'm really just focusing so she can see. I do a lot of things also off camera. It's very, you know, doing the same things over and over again, so that could be just a really long video of me just cutting. But what I'm doing is I'm cutting around her eyes in the corners, around her lips, kind of reshaping the ears, tidying everything up. And then her feet I'm focusing on too. You know, I really did clear off a lot of fur in the paw pads because it's winter here, that it's good to get those areas clean and tidy up the foot and make it nice and tight around that, so she's not tracking in a bunch of snow and she stays nice and clean.
Once again, Tilly is not a paw girly, so we're just gonna tidy up.
So when you're cutting, you know, the dog's legs, if you just hold above their elbow, you can they'll straighten out their leg for you. So it makes it really easy to cut and have more control over, as if you're just kind of picking up their paw or anything like that. So just kind of tighten up the leg, just trimming around the feet. Since it's not a full groom, we're just doing a little tidy. And as you can see, Tilly, she just keeps trying to sneak those kisses in there. So she's such a wonderful little dog. She's a really well-behaved Shih Tzu. So, and she's so cute.
This is the tidy and groom. So a good ear clean, double shampoo, condition, paw pads, everything kind of reshaped. The face trimmed, the ears trimmed, and the pads and the nails. So that's something we have to work on with Tilly. And at the very end, we spray our cologne in, our Twilight Woods, and it makes the coat really soft too. So thank you for watching us do a bath and tidy today with Tilly. She did really well, and she really needed that. So, can you say bye, Tilly?